Hey, good afternoon, everybody. It's Mike with smartoptiontrading.com. It's Friday, the 6th of September. This is my weekly recap. If you want to join us in the room, get an analysis like this, get how to trade these markets, how to work around it, and see what's going on, please come over to our live trading room, smartoptiontrading.com, link in the description below. So let's go on and talk about this week here and what's been going on. It's a short week. We had 4 trading days. And we opened up Monday with a little bit of a surprise. Friday, we closed going into the Labor Day weekend on the highs. We gapped down on Monday with inflows and we sold off and we closed under the 21 day. We had 2 days where we could not retake it. And today we sold off. If you were with me in the room, I was talking about how heavy the markets felt for the last couple of days here and that, this gap felt like it needed to fill. Well, we filled that gap and then some. There's not a lot of volume here. It's elevated, but we're not getting any kind of panic here. This is just a no buyers and a steady stream of selling. Seasonality is working against us. You had a non-farm payroll report this morning that I thought sucked. Initial reaction was up, but when you look at it, the number of jobs being created were down. Wages were up, which is inflationary, and then they adjusted the previous 2 months downward. So overall, again, it shows signs the economy is slowing. The market really is looking for a 50-point basis cut in less than 2 weeks when the Fed meets. And right now, the market seems to be thinking we're going to get a 25-point cut, and it's just not enough. Now, a lot of this, I think, comes into seasonality. We're sitting here in September. It's historically one of the worst trading months of the year, and we're kind of getting that same feel like, oh, yeah, we're not sure what we want to do. What we do know is we had our high put in here, all-time high, 565.16, a lower high here, and we've rolled back down. To me, the 100-day is your next area. Why? Because you have this huge void here. The 100-day area, you have a little bit of support. You have another little gap, by the way, sitting here just under the 100-day if it wants to come down and get that too, down here into the 533 area. But overall, the market's turning down. The oscillators are now starting to go oversold. And overall, a very steadily, orderly pullback. The VIX, right on the edge of the Bollinger Bands, right? The VIX pushed today, came back in. We'll see how it closes. We got about 15 minutes to go, but right now it's just on the edge of the Bollinger Bands. Not much going on. The Qs have been weaker the whole entire time. They come back down, put in a much lower high, and have been selling off and not too far from the 200-day again. The IWM, last week's bounce, completely forgotten, sold off hard here, back to the 100-day. The Dow, which was leading, has sold off today. The financials sold off back to the 21-day. Energy remains very, very weak, putting in a range low. By the way, crude, for you guys tracking this, 52-week low. That's great for the markets, by the way. Bonds also here pushing up, new range, almost a range high today, almost a 52-week high. This is good. Everything looking strong. No, we don't have an MOC to 10 of. Still alive in the room. And you look around, the SMHs, they're weak. The problem here right now is the SMHs are very weak. The semis are weak. You see them selling off under the 200-day now. NVIDIA coming down, still holding in above the 200-day. AMD broke below all the moving averages long ago and continues to head back towards the August lows. Apple, which has their event on Monday for their phone, trying to hold in better, but still capitulating here at the market. Microsoft under the 200-day couldn't retake it this week. Amazon, despite a lot of relative strength this week, under the 200-day, traded that this week. Google, clean break and big down move under the 200-day. Meta back here underneath the 50-day. You get the idea. Tesla was the strength. We traded Tesla a lot on Wednesday and Thursday. A lot of good trades to be had on that name as it pushed up. You have a very ugly candle here today. We'll see if it holds this uptrend line. Remember, their events in October. So, you have to take a look back and say, what do I want to do here? And sometimes the best answer is to do nothing. I traded aggressively the first 3 days of this week, and today I only made one trade. Made very little money, but made some. And that's okay. I didn't like the action. I was a little confounded on the open by what was going on. If you look at safety names, like Coke, they're down, but still holding in somewhat. Colgate still holding in. The utilities pulled back, but still holding the 8-day. So there's that rotation trade maybe starting to unwind. We'll see if they come back for it. But overall, guys, it's a time to be careful. We know seasonalities in play. The market internals and breadth are not horrible, but the market doesn't care and it's selling anyway. And when you see that, it's just time to get out of the way. So to me, the next big test is down here at the 100-day, and then we'll see if we come down and fill this little gap down here and see where we find some support. The 200-day is rising nicely. We haven't visited that in a long time. You go back, it's been all the way since November of last year since we visited that. So we'll see what we get here. Next week, we have CPI and PPI, and then we have the Fed the week after. Everybody have a great weekend and catch you guys in the room on Monday morning.